have won Senior All-Ireland titles, and Tipperary were the first to do so way back in 1887. They have added 21 titles since then, so let's welcome onto the field 3 men who among them hold 19 Senior All-Ireland medals, won between 37 and 71. They're all Doyles. Tommy, John and Jimmy Doyle, they're on the field. Dublin won the second All-Ireland ever played, that of 1889. 5 more followed, 1917, 20, 24, 27 and 38. Mick Daniels captained the 1938 team. Sean O'Callaghan was a member of the 48 team beaten by Waterford, and Noel Drungoon was captain in 71 when they were beaten by Tipperary. Mick, Sean agus Noel have falter over the board. Cork had won more All-Ireland senior titles than any other county. 26 in all, stretching from 1890 to 1986. We bridge a few decades of Cork hurling by presenting to you Sean Condon, captain in 1944, Paddy Barry, captain in 1952, and John Fenton, captain in centenary year 1984, Caldera. Long before the footballers of Kerry achieved fame, the hurlers of Ballyduff brought an All-Ireland title to the kingdom. That was in 1891. We have no survivors for you, but we have another Ballyduff man, Michael Hennessy, who captained the Kerry junior team that won the All-Ireland in 1951. Kerry's neighbours Limerick, they were always prominent in hurling, and the county has had major success on 7 occasions between 1897 and 1973. We have 3 of their best to represent Limerick hurling in this brief look back. The first is Jackie Powell, teammate of Mick Mackey in the 30s and 40s, and a winner in 36 and 40. The next man is unique in hurling circles. A member of the winning Limerick team in 1921, a member of the winning Dublin teams in 24 and 27, and again a member of the winning Limerick teams in 34 and 36. He has forgotten his age. The man is Garrett Howard. And our final Limerick great is much younger, a regular on the Limerick teams during the 60s, 70s and 80s, and full back in the winning team of 1973, Pat Hartigan has faltered and through Limerick. London won their only All-Ireland title in 1901, and it's very fitting that a 12-year-old Robert Wilkinson should represent London here today, because it was his great-great-grandfather, Liam McCarthy, who presented the McCarthy Cup to Cumbernauld Glasgow in 1921. For their efforts over the years, the hurlers of Wexford have won the All-Ireland on 5 occasions. The first in 1910 and the others in modern times. The deeds of the sporting men of the 50s and 60s will be remembered forever. We have 3 of them, Patch Kehoe, Billy Racker and Tony Doden. Clare won their only All-Ireland in 1914, but they reached the final in 1932. And John Joe Doyle, known as Goggles Doyle, was captain that day. He's back again wearing the same goggles that he sported here in that final 55 years ago. John Joe Goggles Doyle. It was Laois that Clare defeated in the final of 1914, but their turn came 1 year later when they won the county's only All-Ireland. 34 years later, they were back in the final, but beaten by Tipperary, and the Laois captain that day was Paddy Rust Chichitsko, if I got it right. Now, Anna Orthodoxa Paddy. Better known in those days as Rusty. 3 counties have won 2 titles apiece. Waterford did so in 48 and 59. Mount Simon Frankie Walsh was captain of the 59 side, and Kevin O'Connor played on the winning team of 48, top 4 to fair 11 in the Déisig of Fort Larrigan. Offaly is the second of the 2-timers, making the breakthrough into the All-Ireland club in 1981. Joachim Kelly represents that team. And when Offaly won again 2 years later, Pat Fleury was captain, and these 2 young men are now on the field. Our Falkland and Glasgow boys. The County Galway has always produced very classy hurlers. They were in the first final ever played, and in about 25 minutes' time they'll be out in the field to take part in their 17th final in all. They won the All-Ireland on 2 occasions. The first was in 1923, and we have a survivor from that team. He's 93 years old. His name is Jim Powell. On hurling's roll of honour, Kilkenny lies second to Cork, with 23 titles won, stretching from 1904 to 1983, and we now present 3 stars of the past. The first, the medal winner in 1957, past president of the GAA from Sliabhrua, Paddy Bobby. The second, the hero of one of the greatest finals ever played, that of 1947. A medal winner that day, and previously in 1939, home once again from New York for a hurling final, Terry Ratty. And for our final personality from the past, another old-timer, a medal winner with Kilkenny in 32, 33 and 35, from the famed Tullamore club, Matty White. Now, Matty O'Moore. Accordia, you have met 27 of the stars of the past and the young Robert from London. They represent the counties that won All-Ireland titles, but there are still 20 vacancies in the club. That's the club for All-Ireland winners. The game is played in all other counties, and a flag bearer from each of the counties has now come onto the field. Marshin, mar Willis Square, took me Bora Boss move, that's not here, a morning, a toilet boy,
the only alteration from their semi-final 15 is the selection of Pat Malone from Oranmore as Steve Mahon's midfield ally in place of Tony Kilkenny. Late doubts about the fitness of forwards Michael McGrath and Ian O'Ryan have cleared up, and the side plays as selected. Paddy Prendergast, the captain of the Kilkenny side this afternoon, his 5th All-Ireland final appearance, and this is how Kilkenny will start this Centenary Championship final. They've got 4 All-Ireland final newcomers, Liam Welsh and Sean Fennelly at wing back, Lester Ryan in the centre, and Pat Welsh at right corner forward. Liam Fennelly, who missed the semi-final with Antrim because of a thumb fracture, is fit to resume, and it's Liam the 100 All-Ireland final. So is it to be Kilkenny's 24th title or Galway's 3rd? Terence Murray, the referee from Patrick's Well in Limerick, 30th to the throat. It'll be Galway to play into the goal on our right for the first half. Steve Mahan and Pat Malone, their midfield duo, facing up to Ger Fennelly and Lester Ryan. And so referee Terence Murray from Limerick sets the All-Ireland Championship centenary final underway. Richie Power hammering it down, but it's broken up by Tony Keady for Galway. Way upfield towards Anthony Cunningham. Broken up here by Ger Henderson. And the opening line ball. And the player has taken a knock over on that far side. It's Kieran Brennan. Kieran Brennan went into a clash that time and also injured, you see, Jerry McInerney, the Kinvara player. And that's happened after about 15 seconds play. A concerned Pat Henderson in the background, so too Cyril Farrell, the Galway manager, to the right. Jerry McInerney, one of the two players returned from America, from New York, to play in this final for Galway. And the referee must have seen it as an accidental clash. Jerry McGlory there, by the way, the linesman on that far side of the field. Noel Lane, one of the substitutes here. This is what happened, if we can have another look at it. Richie Power was knocking it down. Look at the two players on the left of picture. And a bit of shouldering going on, and a wild pull as well. Certainly looked a foul from this position here. So let's hope that common sense will prevail in this All-Ireland final. Jerry McInerney to take the line ball. Minute and a half gone. Most of that first minute held up for injury, and the referee is now speaking to two players, speaking to Liam Welch from Glanmore, and he's also speaking to Martin Nocton, and the little book is out straight away. This is a very unsatisfactory start to this All-Ireland final. We've had nearly 2 minutes of so-called play, and I can honestly say we've only seen the ball in action about 15 seconds. So the referee issuing the cautions, trying to get right on top of this game, but let's hope the play will flow. Jerry McInerney delightfully cutting it in towards Brendan Linsky. Breaks down, Anthony Cunningham chasing it here with Joe Hennessy. Hennessy knocking it away from goal, over towards Sean Fennelly. And the left half back takes possession. Good relieving clearance, Peter Finnerty under it, but lets it drop over his head. Harry Ryan is onto the loose ball for Kilkenny. Right towards Kieran Brennan's wing. Coming out for it is Pat Welsh. Out about 45 metres out from goal. Goalkeeper considering whether to come out and commit himself. Makes the right decision. Gets in a good clearance. Ger Henderson here, trying to hold off Joe Cooney. That should be an interesting duel, the centre-back and centre-forward there. Scramble for possession. Pat Malone keeping it low in towards Brendan Linsky. I wonder if that's going to be the tactic. Joe Hennessy here, mopping up with the back. Steady and experienced defender. Down towards Pat Welch. Both sides trying to get on top early on, looking for the early breaks. Pat Malone again there, knocking it down towards Ian O'Ryan. His marker this afternoon is John Henderson. John holds off the forward, and the captain and fullback, Paddy Prendergast, deflects the save. Down towards Christy Heffernan. Galway bunching well, three of them there, and it was Peter Finnerty who got it away. There's Steve Mahan. To Joe Cooney. A little chip shot. Kevin Fennelly read it all the way. Good save. Jerry McInerney racing for possession with Kieran Brennan of Kilkenny. Getting inside to Ger Fennelly. Trying to link up with Christy Heffernan. Intercepted by Tony Keady from his own 65-metre line. And another good save by Kevin Fennelly here. Now he's in trouble, he's in real trouble. Galway, however, had Ian O'Ryan without a stick, and he couldn't really link up quickly enough, but gets it back to Michael McGrath now. Trying to turn, Sean Fennelly succeeds, looking for a loose man. That's Martin Nocton. Remember, he got the opening goal for Galway after about 3 minutes or thereabouts of the first match against Tipperary. Long ball down towards Christy Heffernan. Trying to turn inside towards Lester Ryan. Lester Ryan with a shoulder there by Peter Finnerty, and the referee decides that it's a foul. And I must say, from here, it looked a fairly decent shoulder initially. Seemed a fairly decent shoulder initially. Lester Ryan went down. The referee in any case has awarded a free in for Kilkenny. So Ger Fennelly has this chance to put Kilkenny in front, and he's put it wide. Just the first wide of the match so far, 5 minutes gone. Definitely not the best of starts to an All-Ireland hurling final. John Commons gets great length into the puck out. Ger Henderson's in some trouble. Joe Cooney advancing on goal. Paddy Prendergast back there to sweep it away from danger. It's Richie Parr having switched wings in towards Lester Ryan. Stopped by Peter Finnerty. He breaks back down towards Christy Heffernan. Christy from the middle of the field. Sylvia Lane read that well, ran from about 30 metres to pick it up. An experienced defender finding life awfully hard, however, but Jerry McInerney is there to back him up, to link up with Pat Malone, who started very well, very steadily at midfield, across towards Ian O'Ryan. But John Henderson gets there first for Kilkenny, bursting his way out. And the referee saw that he was the meat of the sandwich, and he's signalling a free from about 45 metres out from the Kilkenny goal. Still no score then. 6 minutes gone. And the strong men from defence, Ger Henderson to take this free. Whipping it down towards Liam Fennelly. Edge of the square, breaking it down. Sylvia Lane knocked onto it first time. Got it away out of danger. Kept in play by Lester Ryan, one of the three Clara players playing for Kilkenny this afternoon in the All-Ireland final. Here's Kieran Brennan. Ollie Kilkenny is his marker. And a total commitment from Ollie Kilkenny puts it out over the end line for the first 65 of the afternoon. Ger Fennelly will be the taker of the 65, holder of 4 All-Star honours, and a player who has contributed 21 points in the championship so far this season. One of the senior members of the Kilkenny team. He's 33 years of age. Long, lengthy free, but again it tails away to that left-hand side yet again. A second wide for Ger Fennelly and a second wide for Kilkenny. There's something of a breeze behind Galway at the moment as John Commons pucks it out towards Martin Nocton's wing. Liam Welch gets there first. Here's Pat Malone. Stalemate. Richie Parr. Again, they're trying to play Pat Welch's wing, but Ollie Kilkenny received the tap that time, and the referee is going back to have a word with Christy Heffernan. The referee, who's already booked 2 players in the match, had a word there with Christy Heffernan, who tapped Ollie Kilkenny, I thought on the back of the head. So it's a free to Galway. Tony Keady then, just outside his own 45-metre line. Sending it right in towards Linsky and Cooney. Right in front of the goal, tantalisingly for the forwards, and it goes off Sean Fennelly. So Galway, who had a 65 earlier on, or Kilkenny rather, now it's a Galway 65. Tony Keady here, Jerry Kerwin, the linesman, and the referee meanwhile down in the small parallelogram, and Ger Henderson there, exchanging words still with Joe Cooney, and the referee will have to stamp that out. I think Ger Henderson picked up a belt in the hand that time. You can see that blood is pouring from a hand wound, and I think Joe Cooney is the guilty party. It's a very unsatisfactory start to this All-Ireland final. No points, no scores to show for the opening 9 minutes. A lot of heavy pulling, and this is the second time that the referee has stopped the play for a relatively prolonged period. So much pressure on Joe Cooney today to produce the goods, and a very nasty hand injury picked up by Ger Henderson. The referee says that if Joe Henderson is going to get attention. He's going to have to do so off the field. The referee wants the play to continue. Tony Keady to take the 65 and to open the scoring. 10 minutes are gone and Galway breaks the deadlock. Tony Keady then, who's playing in his third All-Ireland final this afternoon, giving Galway the edge. Once again, Keady nudging that one away from Christy Heffernan. Jerry McInerney on a sideline ball to Kilkenny. So a sideline ball here to Kilkenny, and Ger Henderson has remained on the field incidentally. Richie Parr taking the sideline ball towards Harry Ryan. Time to turn. Turning Sylvia Lane, it comes off the post and down! Oh, very fortunately down to the waiting Conor Hayes, the Galway captain. It could have gone anywhere. Here's Jeff Fennelly, crossing the 45-metre line. They're trying to get room to swing his stick. Comes back to Pat Malone, mopping up well at midfield with Steve Mahan. But they can't get it away cleanly, and the referee saw some holding. Steve Mahan swinging wildly that time, and the referee right up with the play. So far it's proving to be a very physical game of hurling. Any jeering up here in the background is because Ger Henderson is getting attention on field. They can continue, however. And there's the other Ger Fennelly to level up the scores. Ger Fennelly's first score, Kilkenny's first score. The sides level and 11.5 minutes gone. Lovely catch under pressure by Richie Parr. I'm not too sure if anybody made contact with Richie Parr that time. And we've noticed that Lester Ryan has switched with Richie Parr. Richie Parr is in midfield, Lester Ryan is playing left half forward. A blood-spattered Ger Henderson taking this free for Kilkenny. Tony Keady on bridge with Christy Heffernan. Again some wild pulling. The ball comes out to Ger Fennelly. The referee's already booked two players as Fennelly steadies himself, looking for the score, but he's put it wide. Kilkenny's third wide. Galway haven't a wide at all so far, and it's still 1 point apiece. Breaks down between Ger Henderson and Joe Cooney, breaks down to Martin Naughton. Naughton, steady. Naughton scoring. Galway have gone in front again. Martin Naughton, who got a goal against Tipperary, has got a point against Kilkenny in the final. Malone, challenged all the way by Christy Heffernan. Richie Parr up there to back up Heffernan, but it breaks out to Jerry McInerney. Nailed a very, very wild swing around the arms and neck of Jerry McInerney that time. I don't know what the referee can do. He's after booking two players already in the very first minute of the game. We can only hope that the whole matter will settle down. We shall see a good deal of hurling from both these teams, capable of producing so very much. So it remains 2 points to 1. Tony Keady missing that time, but he scored an earlier one. Still Ryan, can't hold it. Peter Finnerty here, the effervescent Peter Finnerty on this right wing, trying to link up with Brendan Winsky, Oriana Ryan. This is Ryan without the stick. Slightly overhit the pass, but Joe Cooney got it nonetheless. Turn, but he's put it wide. That's good defending by John Henderson, really, because Cooney was trying initially to get inside and get it on his favourite left side, but he was forced outside by the cornerback. Just in case you hear any buzzing sound from our effects mic, there's a plane, a helicopter plane, I think, hovering overhead. Usually somebody without a ticket. Lester Ryan, low inside towards Liam Fennelly. Hasn't got motoring so far, hasn't had the supply really, but he has now, and he's put it wide. So Liam Fennelly still waiting for his first score of this game. Just to remind you that Richie Power is playing midfield for Kilkenny, Lester Ryan playing left half forward. It's a switch which worked very well against Offaly in the Leinster final, and we wonder will it come off in this All-Ireland final. That's Power, or rather Lester Ryan, or rather Ger Fennelly. Ger Fennelly outside towards Sean Fennelly, his brother. And the 4 Fennellys playing this afternoon for Kilkenny. Gave it plenty of height, plenty of length, but didn't have the direction. Fennelly, the man from Ballyhale Shamrocks. So a quarter of an hour gone. Just 3 points to show for the opening 15 minutes. Stands full, but I think the opening quarter hour will hardly go down as a memorable for a quarter hour in the annals of All-Ireland hurling finals. Here's Pat Malone. Paddy Prendergast in some trouble with Brendan Linsky over there. Joe Hennessy swept it out. Steve Mahan back in towards Éanna Ryan. Dodged away by John Henderson again, who's playing remarkably well at cornerback for Kilkenny. Galway backing one another up well, but a little bit of over-enthusiasm that time forced them into a foul. And again there's a player lying down injured. It's Brendan Linsky, and it's Ger Henderson who's been spoken to. He's the player who was injured earlier on. I thought at that particular time Joe Cooney was the player who was involved with him, but Ger Henderson has been spoken to by Terence Murray, and he becomes the 3rd player to have his name taken. And is he going? Has he been sent off? Phelan Murphy is on the field. Well, I'm still not sure whether Henderson has gone or not. He's still on the field very definitely. Presumably hasn't been sent off, but I thought for a moment the referee seemed to be signalling the sideline. Paddy Prendergast having a quick word there, pulling the jersey into the Ger Henderson, saying you were lucky that time. Linsky's back on. The game is far too physical. Martin Naughton with Liam Welsh. Again a fairly liberal distribution of the timber. John Henderson there with Éanna Ryan. Joe Hennessy, cool as a cucumber, sweeps it away, but out over the sideline. Ger Henderson. Sideline ball from Martin Naughton. Not quite sure what he intended to do. Maybe it was a plan. Oh, another very high one into Linsky. And it's Richie Power this time who's been called across. And I just begin to wonder at this stage what this referee can do with this final. Absolutely getting out of hand. So booking number 4 for Richie Power. And surely now very shortly the referee will bring in the ultimate sanction, which would be dismissal. The referee pointing over the fair shoulder is to Richie Power. Once again, Brendan Linsky, the player, running in, and just watch as Richie Power turned and really went charging into Linsky. Galway lead 2 points to 1. Cooney with the free, it's 3 points to 1. His first point in this All-Ireland final has come after 19 minutes. Ger Fennelly racing on for possession here. Ger Henderson hooped by Michael McGrath. Sean Fennelly nips in, cross towards Kieran Brennan's wing, touched on towards Harry Ryan, being marked by Sylvia Lane, turning, riding it and putting it outside and wide. Disappointment then for Harry Ryan. So John Commons then, the goalkeeper, getting ready to pack out. There's only been 1 point from play so far in this unsatisfactory All-Ireland final. We've had 2 points from frees, I think, and 1 from a 65. Pat Malone trying to get it across towards Martin Nafton's wing, or maybe Jerry McInerney can get up there to augment the forward line. Back to Joe Hennessy. Hennessy keeps his cool, but that time ushered off the ball by Anthony Cunningham. Paddy Prendergast unmarked. Hooked by Matthew McGrath. It's the second time he's done a good bit of defending. But it's Jeff Bentley outstanding on ceremony, and really they're whipping into one another at this stage. Steve Mahan getting it up to Martin Nocton, across to the unmarked Matthew McGrath. Unmarked for a moment, that is. Can he steady himself sufficiently? Yes, and he's got the accuracy as well, and it's 4 points for 1. McGrath, the Sarsfields player, he's a clubmate of Joe Cooney, has pushed Galway into a 3-point lead. Kilkenny, of course, notoriously slow to start in a match. They started very slowly against Offaly in the Leinster final, started slowly against Antrim in the All-Ireland semi-final, and they're going to have to pick themselves up again in the All-Ireland final. Ger Fennelly. He's certainly not got his eye in so far this afternoon, missed a number of chances. That's the 7th wide Kilkenny has had. No Kilkenny flags up there on the hill flying at the moment, as the fans and supporters wait to see some really good hurling from the Leinster champions. Richie Parr back there battling. In towards the middle to Christy Heffernan. Cross towards Harry Ryan's wing. Liam Fennelly trying to pick it up. He's been marked this afternoon by Conor Hayes. The referee's whistle has gone again because Conor Hayes was fouling Liam Fennelly before Peter Finnerty could ever get onto that loose ball. And he's been the busiest man in Croke Park this afternoon, Terence Murray from Limerick. He was in charge of the last 2 Munster hurling finals. He refereed an All-Ireland semi-final this year and last. So this is his biggest assignment to date. Ger Fennelly narrows the gap, 4 points to 2. He's Kilkenny's only scorer, and both points coming from frees. Inside of defence, but received a good shoulder. Backup support here from the midfielder Steve Mahan. Closed down by Christy Heffernan, but does it through nonetheless to Pat Malone. A very wild charge that time, but the referee allows an advantage. Martin Nocton here trying to hand pass inside to Anthony Cunningham, and it's wide. Nothing coming from the advantage. But you may recall just a second ago a very high chop down that time on Pat Malone. I suppose if the referee was blowing up for absolutely everything this afternoon, there would be very, very little free play at all. Peter Finnerty. Just look at this as the 2 number 9s argue over a sideline ball. It's a fiercely competitive All-Ireland final. Definitely a game for consenting adults, and it's Peter Finnerty who'll take this sideline ball. Oh, that's a first. Testing the strength of the hurley, and it gives way under pressure. Cyril Farrell is coming onto the field to give a replacement stick to Pete Finnerty. This one's a little better. Cyril Farrell, who plans to vacate the manager's job after this final. And some smiles in the background there, but there's been very little to smile about in this final so far. A hard test for both teams. Kieran Brennan down towards Liam Fennelly. Pat Welch racing for it with Ollie Kilkenny. Kilkenny the stronger, got there first. Sideline ball nonetheless to Kilkenny. Kieran Brennan, who was dropped for the Leinster final against Offaly, came back for the match against Antrim and holds his place this afternoon. Bad sideline ball, however. Steve Mahon breaking it up. Joe Fennelly. Pat Malone, the all-action Pat Malone, who's been busy as a beaver in midfield. It's been a troublesome position for Galway to fill. They've had difficulty getting a suitable partner for Steve Mahon in midfield, but Pat Malone not letting the side down this afternoon. Tony Keady with 10 minutes to go to half-time. Joe Henderson. Christy Heffernan, and such scrappy and loose play. Jerry McInerney. And I wonder if the conditions have anything to do with the style of the game we've seen so far. It's very, very greasy down there. As Lester Ryan is hooked by Tony Keady. He gets it back. Cross towards Harry Ryan's wing. Held off by Sylvain Linane. And by hook or by crook he'll get it. And it's Conor Hayes who puts it out over the sideline. Absolutely ferocious bit of action. Certainly you can gather from the way both these sides are playing, they really do want to win that McCarthy Cup. So Sylvie, the referee there, issuing a caution to Harry Ryan, and I'm sure to Sylvie as well. Ger Fennelly chipping it in delightfully towards his brother Liam. It's knocked away by Conor Hayes, out towards Steve Mahon. Can't get such a good ground shot to it. Comes out to the waiting Richie Parr, tantalising the inside towards Liam Fennelly. Touched it down, but only to the waiting Jerry McInerney of Galway, and there's an extra man outside him. That's Ollie Kilkenny. A nice combined play coming from Galway. Here's the unmarked Joe Cooney, about 65 metres out from the Kilkenny goal, kicking it into space, but that's the man who should be marking him, and indeed that's the loose man, Ger Henderson. Here's Sean Fennelly. Kilkenny now settling down much more. Interesting kind of solo run by Sean Fennelly. Followed it up. Pat Welsh here hasn't scored so far. And to make room for himself. Back to Richie Parr. Interestingly across goal, Lester Ryan timed his run to the inch but couldn't quite make proper connection. And the chance went a begging. Liam Fennelly keeping up the pressure, however. Oh, not quite having the signals right with Harry Ryan. And it's put away by Pat Malone up towards Michael McGrath. McGrath, one of the young breed on this Galway side, a very young side, average age only about 24 or 25. Sean Fennelly having a word or two to say there to the linesman Jerry Kirwan. And we now notice up on the Galway full forward line that Anthony Cunningham and Ian O'Ryan have switched positions, and Anthony Cunningham is now playing top of the right, Ryan top of the left. Peter Finnerty, 65 metres from his own goal with his sideline ball. Nicely cut up into space towards Ian O'Ryan. Paddy Prendergast minus the stick, showing that they're good footballers in Kilkenny too. Ger Fennelly. Kieran Brennan taking it on the run, trying to go outside Jerry McInerney, and he's put it wide. It's really been the story of the first half for Kilkenny. They've had so many wides, 8 in all to Galway's 3. And the only scores they have are from Ger Fennelly from 2 frees. 6 minutes to go to the half-time whistle. That's not a line for the stoppage between Martin Nocton advancing on goal. Still Martin Nocton. This is a good run. Stopped by Kevin Fennelly. Awaiting John Henderson is there to take it away from danger. The cornerback was perfectly positioned. John Henderson is having a very, very good game at left cornerback. That was a great save by the keeper following a good run by Martin Nocton. He was gaining yards that time, incisively getting in beyond the cover of Paddy Prendergast. The shot, the save, and watch for John Henderson waiting. It's interesting that John Henderson is now marking Martin McGrath. Ian O'Ryan has been switched out to the half-forward line. Getting very little change so far from the cornerback. Here's Christy Heffernan, the first time we've seen him really make an impression. Hooped, however, by Pat Malone. Back it comes to Ger Fennelly, steadying himself, getting inside. The shot. And despite the best efforts of Pat Welsh, it goes outside and wide, and Ger is a very disappointed player at the moment. Agonisingly wide of goal. One of the lowest scoring All-Ireland final first halves I suppose there's ever been, certainly in recent years. Michael McGrath towards Éanna Ryan, Brendan Linsky, they're marking him tightly, getting nothing likely. Just overhit that pass, Cooney, struggling to pick it up and eventually touches it along the ground. The first half fraught with tension and mistakes, and neither side really doing themselves justice. Fiercely competitive, yes, but certainly not the flowing, rich style of hurling that both these counties are so capable of. Galway still in front, 4 points to 2. Sylvain Lane on the dropping ball down to Tony Keady, the centre-half back. Lovely positioning by Keady, relieves the danger up towards Martin Naughton, being held off by Liam Welsh. Liam Welsh with just over 4 minutes to go to half-time. Good solo run by the 24-year-old in his debut All-Ireland final. One of 6 players in this match this afternoon playing in the very first All-Ireland final. Richie Parr doing well to keep that in play. Just inches from the sideline towards Pat Welsh. Welsh, nice run. Heavy shoulder from Keady, fair one however. And robbed by Pat Malone, and he is playing an absolutely brilliant game for Galway. Joe Hennessy drops it down to the waiting Brendan Linsky. He's held Brendan Linsky. 3 to Galway just outside the 45-metre line. Watch it once again. Joe Hennessy couldn't hold a greasy ball and had to resort to holding the full forward. Joe Cooney takes the free. Joe Cooney's got the point. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Joe Cooney gets his second point of the match. That's the time remaining. Cunningham can't hold on to it. Ger Henderson. This is Joe Cooney again, trying to demonstrate and illustrate his skills. Martin Naughton, such a pacey wing forward. Gets little or no room. Didn't play the ball away quickly enough. The referee says you travelled as well. Free to Kilkenny. Naughton complaining there was very little he could do because the defender was making life so hard for him, but that was down to very good defending by Liam Welsh. So, battle-hardened Ger Henderson, 33 years of age. Down towards Pat Welsh, who seems to have moved out to the centre-forward position. Christy Hefferner's gone into the full-forward line. Richie Parr back to Ger Fennelly, his midfield partner. Here's Lester Ryan. The referee says there was pushing by Steve Mahon. Christy Heffernan now playing right corner forward. Pat Welsh is playing on the 40. And it's Richie Parr or Ger Fennelly who scored 2 points. Kilkenny's only 2 points. He's still Kilkenny's only scorer, and he advances their score to 3 points. So little between the teams. So just about a minute or so of actual playing time left on my watch, that is, but the referee had at least 2 lengthy stoppages, and it wouldn't surprise me if he adds on another 2 minutes to this first half. Joe Cooney up towards Michael McGrath. Here's Anthony Cunningham, can't hold it. Very greasy surface. Joe Hennessy has his shot half blocked down by Éanna Ryan. It comes to the centre-back partner, Ger Henderson, whipped back in, however, by Steve Mahon. John Henderson in some trouble, but extricates himself from difficulty, and in the end Brendan Linsky resorts to tripping. So little fluency in the play, just 8 points to show for the opening 35 minutes of action. Conditions certainly not helping matters. It was raining here all morning. The rain just about abated with about an hour or so to go before the start of the senior match. Loose ball. Worked away. Ger Fennelly. High tackle by Peter Finnerty, and the referee calling across Peter Finnerty as he put that hurley around the head of Ger Fennelly. And the book is out yet again, I think. No booking, but a stern caution nonetheless. Ger Fennelly, who's stepping up to take this one. He was their only scorer also in the Leinster final. In the first half he got 1 goal and 5 points. The referee, I'm not quite sure what he's making of this, as Ger Fennelly steadies himself and he's put it over the bar. Away from the action somewhat, and just a point between the sides. Whatever about the quality, certainly there is so much to play for in the second half, and Ger Fennelly, as you see, removing that boot which has been causing him trouble. And the referee just allowed about 1 minute and 15 seconds of injury time. As they say, there's a good deal more from this All-Ireland final, I think, than we've seen so far. A very physical first half, too many stoppages, not enough fluency in the play, and the half-time score shows Galway in front by just a point. It's Galway 5 points, Kilkenny 4 points, and let's hope we'll have an awful lot more to enthuse about in the second half. .65, 3 sidelines for them, and the scoring, as you see, just 4 points, all 4 coming from frees. Galway's facts, well, obviously frees for and against, just the other way around, and sideline pucks 5, 165, and let's take a check then on the 40. So as they start this second half, it's 5 points to 4. And we all hope here for an awful lot better than the sides produced in the opening 35 minutes. It's beginning to get drizzly and damp yet again, that's the bad news. Conor Hayes, dangerously across the goal, Ollie Kilkenny, the man in the breach, and here's the bustling Peter Finnerty. Out to Pat Malone, can't hold on to it. Ger Fennelly, and that's Kilkenny's first point from play. Ger Fennelly, of course, the scorer. He's got all 5 points and the sides are level. So a very encouraging start to the second half. That point after 30 seconds. Drops down between Brendan Linsky and Ger Henderson. Ger Fennelly here. Such a good, enterprising midfield player. Playing Harry Ryan's wing. Sylvain whipping on it but not making contact. Sideline ball. Pat Henderson here, the Kilkenny manager, has been associated with every Kilkenny team in All-Ireland finals since 1964. He's played in 10 All-Ireland finals, winning 5, losing 5. So he knows what the big day is all about. Peter Finnerty with knee trouble. The Galway dugout, Noel Lane there, one of the substitutes. It's a very good substitutes bench with PJ Malloy in there too, Tony Kilkenny and 1 or 2 others. Ollie Kilkenny, Christy Heffernan stopping, but it's Jerry McInerney following up, down towards Martin Nocton, trying to let it run on, comes to Brendan Linsky, on the 40, inside, that's the south to Anthony Cunningham, trying to break open the Kilkenny defence, and at last we seem to be having a bit of real play in this All-Ireland final. Some nice hurling, nice combined stuff, and great finishing as Galway retake the lead. Well, let's hope that first half is merely a bad dream and a bad memory. Christy trying to touch it on, but it's Richie Parr here, the industrious Richie, into space, but there's nobody up there playing right into the corner, and so that will be a puck out for Galway. John Commons with that puck out in front of a crowd of 65,500 here at Croke Park this afternoon. It's a bigger crowd indeed than witnessed the 75 or 79 finals, which involved both these counties. Peter Finnerty switching the direction of the play across towards Anthony Cunningham. Joe Hennessy nips him first time, very difficult to dispossess. Jerry McInerney going backwards. Kieran Brennan trying to hold up the play over there. Richie Parr one-handed inside. Jerry McInerney again dashingly forward towards Anthony Cunningham. Jeff Benelli, oh, that's a lovely ball into space. Good running by Harry Ryan. If he can get inside, Sylvie Linane, the chip shot. Oh, it's a lovely point. Harry Ryan's first point means the sides are level again. And a bit of pushing now down in front of that Galway goal. This is the very unsatisfactory side of this All-Ireland final. Our panel was mentioning the needle that was in the game in the first half. And let's hope now that the players who can really play such good hurling at the end of what has been a very, very good season for the game, in this, the 100th final, will produce the goods. Liam Welch finding life difficult. Joe Cooney. Joe Hennessy breaking it up. Cooney batting it inside towards Anna Ryan. Swept away by Sean Fennelly. And the man who's running onto it there is Pat Malone. Comes back as the referee allows an advantage to Sean Fennelly of Kilkenny. 6 points for Kilkenny, 6 points for Galway. Early stages in the second half. Jerry McInerney here. The backup support coming from Conor Hayes. Near the sideline, Martin Nocton getting there first, trying to link up with Steve Mahan. Robbed and dispossessed by Liam Welch. The hand pass into space towards Pat Welch, got there first ahead of Ollie Kilkenny, turns inside, fouled by Tony Keady, free into Kilkenny from the 45-metre line. Pat Welch here, who plays centre-back for his club Wayne Gap. He came to prominence in 1984 when he won a junior and under-21 All-Ireland medal, and today playing in his very first All-Ireland final at senior level. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Ger Fennelly has put it wide, and it certainly has not been Ger Fennelly's day. There were 9 wides in the first half. That's the second for Kilkenny and the second wide, and of those 11 wides, I'd swear Ger Fennelly must have hit at least 9 of them wide. Galway getting ready to bring in Noel Lane. Noel Lane is in the game for Galway, and Martin Nocton has been taken off by Cyril Farrell and the selectors. Lane, last year's captain, disappointed in that final. Cooney's now gone out to the wing, and Noel Lane would just wait to see. He's gone in full forward. Full forward marked by Paddy Prendergast. Can he make the difference? It's 6 points apiece. Steve Mahan standing on the 45-metre line. It's a point. A strong man from midfield edges Galway ahead again in what's been a cat and mouse type of second half so far. Possession absolutely vital as the fans up there on the canal end of where Galway are cheering want to see their side bring back the McCarthy Cup to west of the Shannon for the first time in 7 years. Christy Heffernan links up with Sean Fennelly in towards Liam Fennelly. Hasn't scored at all so far. It drops down to Kieran Brennan. There was holding on Liam Fennelly by Conor Hayes, the referee not allowing an advantage, and it's going to be a free from about 22 metres out. I also think that Harry Ryan was held inside that time, with the referee anyway giving the free from about 22-23 metres out. Ger Fennelly, the free taker, over the bar. He's got 6 points. And you sense that the Kilkenny fans, even with the position at 7 points apiece, are unhappy with the way their team has been performing in this All-Ireland final, and they've every reason to be unhappy because they really haven't come to life at all in the forward division so far. Here's Noel Lane, knocked away by Ger Fennelly. Down it goes towards Liam Fennelly, having difficulty holding it up. Here's getting inside Conor Hayes. Oh, a dangerous swipe from Conor Hayes, and that surely is a bookable offence as the referee calls across Conor Hayes. He's already booked 4 players in the game: Liam Welsh, Ger Henderson and Richie Power of Kilkenny. Martin Nocton, who's now gone off, was booked in the first half as well. And now it's the turn of the Galway captain, Conor Hayes. He swiped across the arm of Liam Fennelly that time. Just watch it once again. Fennelly had difficulty holding it up. When he got it the second time, there was this dangerous chop. And right into the chest, indeed, was where Fennelly received the stroke. Looking very, very shaken indeed. Pat Henderson, his manager, there to the left. So many foul blows being struck in this All-Ireland contest. It's a major disappointment. One of the poorest finals I think I've ever seen so far. Ger Fennelly over the bar. He keeps on striking them. That's 8 he's got. And they go into the lead for the first time. Indeed, I think I may have credited Ger Fennelly with 8. He's got 7. Harry Ryan got the 8th. They're the only 2 players to score for Kilkenny. Here's Christy Heffernan nonchalantly getting onto that loose ball, evading the tackle of Joe Cooney. Conor Hayes. And there was holding that time by Liam Fennelly on Conor Hayes, so it's going to be a free out for Kilkenny, a free out for Galway. Conor Hayes never really connected with that one. Steve Mahon has it broken away from him by Richie Power. Here's Jerry McInerney racing away, and the referee this time has a word with Richie Power. So it's free for Galway. And we've got Tony Keady to take it. And by the way, if you're a cycling fan, don't forget to tune in on this channel after this match at 5:15. Something special to show you. Meanwhile, it's Ger Henderson. Later on, we'll be following the fortunes of the likes of Sean Kelly and Stephen Roach. Right now, it's the fortunes of the Kilkenny and Galway hurlers in this, the 100th All-Ireland final. Broken up by a no-nonsense Peter Finnerty. Christy Heffernan trying to get in the way, and the bustling Jerry McInerney playing his heart out at left half back, but not quite able to deliver the telling and accurate pass to the corner forward, Anthony Cunningham. It's Kilkenny 8 points, Galway 7, and years with a 7 in it have a special significance for Kilkenny. They won the championship in 1907, 1947, 57, 67. I wonder will it be 87 as well. Tony Keady. Certainly the marking has been so tight in this game, there's literally no room for any kind of style or panache. Conditions militating against good play as well. Brendan Linsky here. Inside for Michael McGrath. Dodged around the would-be tackle of Ger Fennelly, but the referee had the whistle in the mouth. And so it's a free in for Galway as the referee notes his name, and in it goes. And that, by my reckoning, is 6 names in the book. And the referee's also having a word with Ger Fennelly. And right now he's got the autographs of most of the players, I think. Joe Cooney, the free taker. Over the bar, could so easily have dropped into that top right-hand corner of the goal, but it's a point, and the sides are level yet again. Joe Cooney's 3rd point for Galway. So now the fans swinging around Croke Park, chanting Galway or chanting Kilkenny, getting right behind their teams as Pat Malone takes it from the sky. Can't quite get it away far enough. It's Joe Cooney to help him across towards Éan O'Ryan. It's very much anyone's All-Ireland final. John Henderson beaten by Éan O'Ryan, but back there is no lane to Michael McGrath, trying to turn inside the tackle. The shot is outside and it's wide. Just Galway's first wide of the second half, and I note that PJ Malloy is getting ready, I think, to be brought into the action very shortly, and I wonder will it be Éan O'Ryan, the Killimer Daily player, who will leave the field. Pat Welsh, meanwhile, has gone off. The Kilkenny team will follow the play and see whom they've brought on. Steve Mahan plays it downfield, broken up by Paddy Prendergast, who's playing very, very steadily at full-back for Galway. Sean Fennelly. Harry Ryan pushed. And the referee signals that Harry Ryan was holding Sylvie Linnane. Pat Welsh has gone off the Kilkenny team. And that's a very good catch by Ger Henderson. And once again, the referee is down there and speaking to players. And we wonder what's going to happen this time. Tommy Lennon, by the way, is the one who's on. But the referee now calling across. Brendan Linsky. Brendan Linsky then having the name taken, and I wonder will he this time use the ultimate sanction against the tall man from Mealig Airport. So many niggling frees in this game, some quite serious indeed, far from being niggling. He remains on, and that's now 4 Kilkenny players who've been booked, 3 from Galway. He's also having a word now with Ger Henderson. Henderson's already been booked, remember. That's it again now in slow motion. He was complaining that he was being held, and indeed he received a nasty nudge into the tummy. Referee had a word with Henderson, but he's still on the field, and this has to be the biggest miracle of all time, that the sides are still 15 against 15. Risky happening in, dangerously, and John Thomas didn't know where it was going. Eric Kilkenny swept it away out of danger. Richie Parr now trying to follow up on that. Galway trying to get back goal side, organised themselves as Tommy Lennon, who was the captain of the Kilkenny Miners in centenary year, gets it across to Richie Parr. It's half down by Jerry McInerney, breaks inside however to Kieran Brennan. Kieran Brennan switching it across, rather ambitious pass. Pat Malone was equal to it, and it goes off the stick of Harry Ryan. 15.5 minutes gone in the second half. It's still 8 points for Kilkenny, 8 points for Galway, and just coming up, as you see, to the 20th minute of the second half now. Picked up here by Éan O'Ryan. Ger Henderson here, breaking up the play. He's really been in the wars this afternoon. Ger Henderson, a player who just loves his hurling. Tony Keady. There was a trip off the ball that time on Pat Malone. And frankly, you need eyes at the back of your head to keep up with everything that's happening in this All-Ireland final. It's a free to Kilkenny. There's Phelan Murphy, the selector, along with Cyril Farrell, who, when they took over 2 or 3 years ago, vowed that they would do all in their power to win the All-Ireland hurling title for Galway. That free is taken, and it's wide. Yet another wide against the name of Ger Fennelly. Not his best shooting day in Croke Park. Pat Henderson has a look at the watch, and just to confirm, it is 17 minutes gone in the second half. So plenty of time for either of these two teams to really impose their will on this final. But so difficult to find any space down there to play the kind of nice flowing hurling that one likes to see. It's very tight, the conditions are not helping. This is Anthony Cunningham, trying to get it back to a loose man, lost his footing and gives it instead to a Kilkenny man, Lester Ryan, outside to Sean Fennelly, ran into Peter Finnerty's challenge. Finnerty knocks it along the ground. It's cut out there by Ger Fennelly to Lester Ryan. Here's Fennelly again. Nicely into space towards Tommy Lennon, but it's broken up by Jerry McInerney. What a tremendous match he's having. To Peter Finnerty, Galway very strong at half-back. Chipar trying to get it upfield. Up below here, taking it out of McGarry. Joe Hennessy going across to read it. Beautiful delivery as he cut it cleanly. But Kilkenny are playing themselves into trouble. Ger Henderson again. One big strong man in defence, but the referee's whistle sounds. Ian Ryan was fouled, and it's a free in for Galway, and this in a very scoreable position, about 25 metres out from goal. Joe Cooney has scored 3 points so far. It's 8 points for Galway, 8 points for Kilkenny. 18 minutes gone in the second half, and Galway have gone in front. And now PJ Malloy is coming into the action. He's going in at corner forward. And it's Anthony Cunningham, I think, who's coming off, and Pat Henderson is also getting ready to bring in a substitute. I think it's Liam McCarthy, who played through most of the campaign so far. So switch has been made by both sides. That's PJ Malloy, he's definitely on, playing left corner forward, and Liam McCarthy is in, and it's Kieran, is it Kieran Brennan going off? No, it's, we'll just wait and see. Certainly Liam McCarthy is in the action. Position to score. Kevin Fennelly got his body in the right position to deny Noel Lane. Jerry McInerney reading the game so well, like a colossus on that left-hand side of the half-back line, but overhit the hand pass. And it's the other number 7, Sean Fennelly, up towards Liam Fennelly, broken up by Conor Hayes, a towering strength at fullback. Conor Hayes has kept Liam Fennelly absolutely scoreless. Just listen to the Galway support with 15 minutes to go. They lead by the very bare minimum. 9 points to 8. Steve Mahan to extend their lead. Steve Mahan with that lovely pass from Conor Hayes, and he's got his second point, and Galway lead by 2. So the Galway fans up there on the canal end, enthusing over the second half, happy with the way their side is performing. But it's Christy Heffernan, the centre-half forward, low inside towards Liam Fennelly. Liam McCarthy there too, getting a bite of the action, and he claims that it went off a Galway defender, and a Galway defender, Ollie Kilkenny, is lying down injured. I've never seen such a catalogue of injuries in matches, and players lying down. It's happened so often. And they're not feigning injury by any matter, but there've been nudges and little things happening away from the referee's back. So referee Terence Murray is not quite sure. Yes, he's calling across Harry Ryan, says, over you come here, Harry. Who, me? Liam Fennelly trying to be advocate for Harry Ryan, but the 30-year-old from Clara is about to have his name inserted into Terence Murray's book, something that happened certainly outside of the camera angle and outside of the camera view. So now he's got 4 players booked for Kilkenny, sorry, 5 players booked for Kilkenny, 3 for Galway. John Commons. Lester Ryan now gone back into the middle of the field again for Kilkenny. Having switched with Richie Parr. Up towards Liam Fennelly. Oh, it's a goal! No, it's not! Stopped by John Commons! Oh, it's a great reflex save by John Commons. He must have thought the whole of County Kilkenny was coming in, and Harry Ryan once again in the wars. And there's a defender down injured. And certainly from this position the referee is going to have another bit of writing to do as we watch for that marvellous reflex save by John Commons, denying Christy Heffernan. whipped away by Conor Hayes, and watch what happened next. And Harry Ryan has been spoken to by the referee. He's already been booked, so surely now he's gone. I think Kilkenny are about to lose Harry Ryan. Richie Power, by the way, I think has left the game, replaced by Liam McCarthy. Well, what's happening now? The referee has booked Harry Ryan. This is very hard to understand, I must say. He definitely booked him. I wouldn't be surprised if... Well, the referee just checking on the condition of Sylvie Lenane. Definitely the worst for wear. Now, I thought that Harry Ryan was booked earlier in the game, just a few minutes ago, and if he was speaking to him again and taking his name that next time, surely that is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, play continues. It's still 15 players against 15 in what will, I think, be a much talked about All-Ireland final, but for all the wrong reasons. 12 minutes to go, 12 minutes to resolve this All-Ireland final of 1987. It's Galway, 10 points, Kilkenny, 8. No goals at all to show for the opening 59 minutes of the final. Ger Fennelly, the free taker, the scorer of 7 points so far. Nicely cut inside towards Liam Fennelly, breaks down towards Liam McCarthy. The freshman introduced about 5 or 6 minutes ago, right across the goal towards Fennelly, sweeping inside, top goal, top by Cummins again. That's the second splendid save he's made. Tommy Lennon, high over the bar, and there's just a point in it. The substitute, Tommy Lennon, the scorer. So it's a battle now for the survival of the fittest. Two very strong sides, physically very tough sides. Two sides containing so much good hurling, most of which we haven't really seen in this contest. Here's Ger Henderson. Down it goes, Jerry McInerney again makes a splendid catch. Oh, he's one of the men of the match. I don't know if he'll get the award, but certainly he's playing superbly. PJ Malloy inside towards Steve Mahon, just overhit that pass, but Mahon, strong man that he is, got it downfield. A race between Paddy Pendergast and Noel Lane. Lane with possession, back towards Linsky, and still Linsky getting inside, and the referee blows the whistle just outside the large parallelogram. And the referee, for protesting by the Kilkenny backs against that decision, I think they thought that Linsky was barging going through, and the referee brought the ball into a more favourable position for Galway's Joe Cooney to put 2 points between the teams again with 10 minutes remaining. So Joe Cooney with 4 points so far. It's 10 points to 9. It's 11 points to 9. Galway lead by 2 again. Joe Cooney has got his 5th point of the afternoon. So that's the amount of time remaining as they count down from just over 9 minutes. Are Galway 9 minutes away from their 3rd All-Ireland success in their 17th final. Ollie Kilkenny. Strong play down towards Michael McGrath. Loose ball picked up by Paddy Prendergast. Very near the sideline. And a Galway ball. Certainly a great deal of tension on the field and a great deal of it off the field as well. Who'd be a selector? These two are saying that with Bernie O'Connor they will retire after this final. I'm sure they'd like to do so with the cup going west. Peter Finnerty into open space, well read by Ger Henderson towards Harry Ryan, who in my book is a lucky player to be still in this final. Two defenders converging on Harry Ryan, and I think it was Finnerty who got the vital touch. So a line ball for Kilkenny, and Ger Fennelly is going up to take it. Kilkenny throwing men forward now. There's absolutely nobody in the middle of the field for Kilkenny at the moment. They've both gone forward, Lester Ryan and Ger Fennelly. Fennelly the taker. They'll have to get something from this. It's broken up by Steve Mahan. Out to the unmarked Ian O'Ryan. Dodging around Sean Fennelly. And it's Ian O'Ryan on a solo burst. This is the stuff of which championship dreams are made. Ger Henderson breaking it up. Joe Cooney picking up that loose ball. Converging on goal. Looking for an insurance goal for Galway. Joe Cooney, hand pass to Ian O'Ryan to Noel Lane. The shot saved by Kevin Cooney. No! It's not in. Noel Lane, the scorer. Goalkeeper Kevin Fennelly allows that shot by Noel Lane to get in. But Kilkenny are coming back. Liam McCarthy. And a free in for Kilkenny. Christy Heffernan that time being held. But we watched this goal again down at the other end. Joe Cooney set it up. Look at 4 defenders being attracted to him. The hand pass to 2 unmarked players. Ian O'Ryan couldn't hold it. Watch the shot of Noel Lane. The keeper stopped it initially, but couldn't prevent it. Scrambled clear and in over the line. So suddenly Galway are in the lead by 5 points. Jeff Fennelly going for a goal. Ian Fennelly whipping on it. Comes back out and Steve Mahan has lifted the siege for Galway. The men in maroon, the men from the west are leading by 5 points. Joe Cooney with 6 minutes to go in this All-Ireland final, this dramatic All-Ireland final. It's Paddy Prendergast who gets in the way, stops it. A long relieving clearance down towards Christy Heffernan. Breaks down towards Kieran Brennan. Brennan with the shot. And it's wide. And the cheers you're hearing are Galway cheers of derision. A time for a cool head, I think. You won't find too many cool heads, but just take a look once again at that Noel Lane goal from behind the goal this time as Joe Cooney set it up. 2 players to aim at. What poor marking it was, and watch what the goalkeeper, he couldn't do anything really about it. Meanwhile, back live, 1-11 for Galway, 9 points for Kilkenny, 14 points to 9. Peter Finnerty trying to dispossess Tommy Lennon over there with another wild pull. The referee signals that he saw the foul. He had a word with Peter Finnerty as well for time wasting and whipping that ball away. They're playing away at the other end. There's so much noise around Croke Park at the moment. We've got 5 minutes to go. 5 points between the teams. There hasn't been a draw in the All-Ireland final since 1959. In this year of draws so far, one wonders whether Kilkenny can still mount a late challenge. Be sure of one thing, with 5 minutes to go, if Galway are to win their title, they'll do it the hard way. That's the time counting down. 4.5 minutes left. Tony Keady. Stopped out by the goalkeeper, Kevin Fennelly. Liam Welch nudges it away from goal. Sean Fennelly trying to get it further away. Picking it up despite the attentions of PJ Malloy. Not a good clearance out, however. The pressure is back on the Kilkenny backs. Joe Cooney across the face of the goal. Joe Hennessy, he's been a star at cornerback for Kilkenny. Peter Finnerty bats it down. After years of disappointment for Galway, is their dream finally to be realised? Linsky receives a hefty shoulder, but it's perfectly fair on this occasion. Peter Finnerty, the man in the breach. 65 minutes out from the Kilkenny goal. Nudges it forward. Pat Malone links up with Michael McGrath to Steve Mahan. Another point or two here would surely seal it. They've got one at least, or have they? No, they haven't. He's put it wide from a very good position. They could have done with that with just about 3.5 minutes left. Pat Henderson, the team coach, I wonder would he consider another change. Having already brought on 2 substitute forwards in the second half. Weary Linsky is brought to his feet by Colin Flynn. The battle for possession in midfield. Christy Heffernan hasn't really had a good All-Ireland final. Little has gone really right for the Kilkenny forward line. That's a tribute, I think, to the Galway backs who marked so tightly. But here's Christy, looking for someone to give it to, and it's been that kind of afternoon and he receives an injury as he plays that ball away. Pat Malone. Downfield towards Noel Lane, between Lane and Prendergast, and Joe Hennessy again, the man who rescues his side. This time up towards Tommy Lennon. But Peter Finnerty puts up that left arm in classical fashion and drives it away downfield, and McGrath makes another fine catch, and surely now this is Galway's hour. Bravely McGrath gets inside, despite being fouled, but he's put it outside and wide. Well, they could rue these huge chances now that they've had in the last few minutes. There are 2 minutes of play remaining. 5 points still between the teams. That goal has certainly given Galway a real added bonus in this second half, but they were looking the stronger team for a long, long time. Linsky and Sean Fennelly over there. That's Lester Ryan turning delightfully towards the two-man attack. Kilkenny are employed at the moment, and it carries too much pace. And the Galway fans disappointed in 1975 when Kilkenny beat them, in 1979 when Kilkenny beat them, in 1981 when Offaly beat them, in 1985 when Offaly again inflicted defeat, and last year when it was Cork's turn. Is this finally to be their year? Sean Fennelly will have something to say about that, as the match is just a minute and a half left. Tony Cleedy from outside his own 65-metre line, and that now is certainly a point which copper-fastens Galway's possession. Tony Kilkenny is coming into the match, so too are throngs of Galway fans. They thought that was the final score. Michael McGrath has left the field, been withdrawn by Cyril Farrell. Tony Kilkenny is on. Galway fans are celebrating. They lead by 6 points. It'll be a famous victory against the Black and Amber, but it's not over yet. Conor Hayes pursued over there by Tommy Lennon, stoutly and defiantly driving it downfield, where it's cut out by John Henderson, whipped in by Pat Malone. Pat Malone, who was introduced as a sub in the match against Tipperary, and he's played his heart out, as indeed has every one of this Galway team and panel. Just look at this as they get ready to come on. Like Cork in 1984, who were beaten in the 2 previous finals, it seems that Galway will have a third time lucky. The years of frustration are almost at an end. Beaten finalists in 14 All-Ireland finals, winners of the 1923 and the 1980 final, and surely now the 1987 version as well, the 100th All-Ireland final. Pat Malone drives it downfield, and of course this Galway team steeped, this Galway county indeed, steeped in tradition. They were beaten in the first All-Ireland final, and they've lost 14 others, but the referee's whistle sounds, and it's Galway who are the new All-Ireland champions. They complete a league and championship double. They beat a gallant Tipperary side in what was at times, very many times, a very, very physical and niggling All-Ireland final. But it will go down in the memory of these Galway fans for the manner in which Galway finished, defiantly and superbly driven forward towards the Kilkenny goal. Cyril Farrell.
Begrudged to Galway.
Naturally, as a Kilkenny man, I'm disappointed, but congratulations to Galway. I think it's marvellous for hurling west of the Shannon. Like Jack, I named McInerney as man of the match. I think he gave a tremendous display. And I'd also like to compliment Steve Mann. When things weren't going so well for Galway in the second half hour, he got one very vital point, which put them 2 points ahead. And later on he scored the second one. Both were vital.
It looked for a time, Jack, as before half-time, as if Galway weren't scoring enough with all the possession they had.
Well, they were indeed, but on the other hand, neither were Kilkenny, because the Harriston harried Kilkenny. And in the first half, I thought Kilkenny weren't going to score.
Well, to both of you, thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed the game, and now they're about to make the presentation to Conor Hayes.
They certainly are. And indeed, Conor Hayes now up there with the McCarthy Cup in the 100th All-Ireland final.
Wherever you are today, whether in New York, London, Australia, Canada, Kilkenny or Connemara, I hope we brought you nearer home and made part of it today. Today we saw what hurling is all about. The great skillful game it is, and our sincere thanks to the Kilkenny and Galway teams for what they did for us. Today we celebrated the centenary of the All-Ireland. Con Kate Clifficanis Hart, Con Darakan Ektosu.
He's already received the league championship this season, and now he completes the double. Conor Hayes, the most successful captain, I suppose, ever of a Galway team. The McCarthy Cup, Poshe Adol Dungallen.
Uachtaráin, muintir na Gaillimhe agus na Cardialig. Tá áras tá áras inniu. Sa seo lás foró don Fern seo, táid ag fannacht don Corn seo ó ceant trí bliana. Bhí an tábhain inniu agus tá Corn McCarthy ag dul arás go mhailh. The Ireland workers of the world, the Goptana an Fern or an panel, agus the Goptana an Ferna St. Trudlian. Ireland workers of the world, Donna Ronori, agus Gomormore, the Phelan Murphy, Bernie O'Connor, agus Don Farr Shin, Cern Farrell. On behalf of the team, I want to thank everybody here today and everybody watching in all over the country and all over the world. It's an historic day for this team, an historic day for Galway hurling. I would also like to thank a gallant Kilkenny team. We've had many great battles in the past. They have often been the victors on days like today, but today we had that bit of luck and the McCarthy Cup is going back to Galway. To give 3 cheers for a gallant losing team. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!
A few moments ago that it was possibly the hardest ever.
Yeah, I think so. It was the hardest Ireland I have played in anyway. Conditions were very heavy and humid, and fair play to the boys, we kept plucking away and took our chances, and I think we have done it for the last few years.
Right from the start it was very tough, Steve. The nights of training must have been worth it in the end, though.
Great to be in here.
You were one of the few, Steve Ree, who were here in 1980. You must have dreamed that you'd get another day like that.
Yeah, it was only Pete Finnerty and myself were talking about this morning. It would be great to be back on the bus again on Monday night on the way to Galway. So this is a dream come true.
What about the sacrifices, Steve, night after night? Sacrificing family, leisure time, everything.
It all paid off in the end. We'll do it all over again.
Well done, Steve, and many congratulations. Joe Cooney, an All-Ireland medal at last, but you're only 22. But people were saying the time was getting on and that medal was proving elusive, but you've reached it. It must be a proud, thrilling moment for you.
It's a great moment. I think it was time that Galway won All-Ireland. It was a hard game today. It was hard fought all the way through, and I think we deserved that win in the finish, you know. The last 10 minutes we really proved it, you know.
Well, we can see it now, Joe, after the game, but you're only 22, but the world of pressure seems to have been on your shoulders. Were you aware of it all down to the last couple of years?
Not really, no. You can't think of these things when you're out in All-Ireland. You just have to think of the game and think of how you're going to play, you know, and play it to your best anyway, you know.
I saw your brother Jimmy a few moments ago. I think he was as happy as if he was playing. No doubt he's wishing that he could have the same feeling that he had in 1980. You know what it's like now.
Yeah, probably he knows as well what the feeling is, so we're just going through it, so we have a bit to do yet, you know.
I'd say you look forward to the journey home.
Look forward to it.
Well done, Joe.
Thanks,
we look forward to seeing you back in Croke Park many more. But John Commons, one of Galway's great heroes today. John, I'd say we can say it now too. There was pressure on you too, but you responded with 2 superlative saves today. Do you remember them at all?
I remember them all right. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Liam Fennelly was bearing down on you.
Well, first one, Liam Fennelly got inside Conor and he was coming through, and I knew he was going to hand pass, so I kind of just threw my body in front of the ball, and luckily we stopped it.
John, I'm told that 11 fellas who are playing today have played minor for Galway between 81 and 83. There must be a hurling factory down there.
Well, the 7 of the 83 team that I was present on, and there's a few from a few years before that. That's great. The lads are young, and today's victory I think was deserved.
People were doubting John Commons today. You must be a man of great